Hi everyone, and I'm Lisa, and welcome to the Living Life with Lisa. And if you're new to this channel and you would like to follow along in this vlog about living with chronic illness, and I have MTHFR and also have been recently, as in 3 days ago, I was diagnosed with early onset dementia. It's still early in the process, and I've had a YouTube channel. I've suspected for a while that that's the road I was heading down. I was diagnosed in 2014 with mild cognitive impairment, and so the official diagnosis came on Tuesday. So stick around, feel free to subscribe if you'd like to join us on our journey. I know that there's people that I do this channel not only for you guys, which I truly appreciate. We're up to 30 subscribers, which is fantastic. I am so excited. Thank you so much for subscribing. It helps me to know that I'm hopefully helping you. Also, because of the dementia diagnosis, I'm doing videos so that someday that my boys can watch it and kind of see the process and remember me from the early days before things get really bad. And so it's kind of a twofold for my boys and for you. So please join us on this journey. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about yesterday. So anyway, I got a new phone holder so that when the steering wheel wouldn't be in the way all the time. But I want to talk a little bit about what happened yesterday with the Alzheimer's Association. This week with them. I'm driving because I just left my hometown of Marion. We had to go see a financial advisor so that I had some stuff to take care of, and we need to make sure we get funds ready and saved for when I need help. We can still have money to hire people to come in and help. So anyway, with that out of the way, I went to I got diagnosed on Tuesday, and if you saw the last video, you know that already. I'm probably wearing the same shirt, but it's not the same video, and I did do laundry. So anyway, meanwhile, that's the thing about this channel. If you're going to watch it, you're gonna have to stay with me and follow all the little, because that's part of the attention problems that come with the early onset dementia. My attention span, and I kind of have several lines going, and sometimes I roll back to what I'm talking about. Other times, never mind, it's not going to happen. But please stay with me. So on Tuesday, I called the Alzheimer's National Association, and I couldn't. What a blessing! It's a wonderful organization. Love them. They were very supportive. They helped tremendously talking to me. They sent me as much information as I wanted. I told them not to bombard me with a bunch of information, and they didn't. They just sent me what I specifically asked for. They told me that in 2 days that I would be getting a call from the local chapter, and the local chapter is out of Fort Wayne, which is probably an hour and a half's drive from my home. So, and the national chapter, ironically, is in Chicago, which is 2 hours from my home driving. But the difference is I'll drive in Fort Wayne, I won't drive in Chicago. At least with my eyes open. So, but there is a train to take to Chicago. Anyhow, they told me 2 business days. So And I said, well, what time does the business day end? And they said 5 o'clock. So at about 4:45 yesterday, I get this call from this lady that identifies herself as a social worker from the Fort Wayne chapter of Alzheimer's, which is supposed to be my local chapter. I did not get her. She told me her name. I did not get it. I wish that I had. But I think they record all the calls, so they should be able to get it. But anyway, she called me. I didn't call her. She called me. And she said, I need to speak to Lisa. And I said, speaking. And she said, I have a message here that you wanted me to call you. And I said, well, I called the national organization and they said that you would call and we would talk about some of my needs. Well, what do you need? And I said, well, I'd like a support group for my children. How old are they? I told her. And she went into a rant like you wouldn't believe. Well, what are you going to do when you can't take care of those children? Someday you're not going to be able to drive. So who's going to drive them? Who's going to take care of them when you can't take care of them anymore? What are you going to do? How are you going to do that? Someday you're going to need 24-hour care. They're not going to be able to take care of you. Who's going to take care of you? Who's going to take care of the kids? And I mean, who's going to pay your bills? Who's going to... And I said, what? I said, I have a POA already. I'm getting a... Who is it? What's their name? So I gave him the name. I shouldn't have. And then, well, who's that? Is that a family member? And I said, no, it's a friend. And I'm getting a medical one. Well, what's their name? And I gave the name. They couldn't understand me. And then I was getting ticked off. I was already ticked off, but I was even more ticked off at this point. And so I said, so then, well, I said, and it's already arranged who's getting the kids when I can't do it anymore. And she said, well, who's that? And I said, what do you need to know the names? You don't need to know the names. You're not part of this. And she just went on and on to the point, I mean, I wasn't crying. I was sobbing, absolutely sobbing. And I mean, to the point I couldn't catch my breath. And she's, basically telling me I might end up in diapers and drooling. Well, we don't know that that's going to happen anytime soon. For heaven's sakes, I'm on medication now that makes the disease, if it works right, it makes the disease plateau. And there's no reason, if it plateaus, that I can't ride it out for a long time. I know people that have had dementia diagnosis for 10, 15 years, and they hadn't gotten worse since they got on their medicine. They stayed the same. So who's this chick yelling at me and almost treating me as if I've done something wrong on purpose? I did not get dementia on purpose. I didn't set out to get dementia. Good gosh, why would anybody do that? And I'm sorry that I'm at a young age where I still have children at home. Forgive me, woman. And so we don't have support groups for children your age. And I said, do you have any support groups at all? Well, only for caregivers, and the closest one to you is in Kosciuszko County, which is like a half-hour drive. But that's just for caretakers. We got 2 of them over there for caretakers, and one up in Goshen, or something like that. Granger, one up in Granger, which is a long drive, but that's just for caretakers too. And I said, you don't have any support groups for the people that are going through it or their family members? No. I said, are you even trying? No. I said, you're not trying to set up groups? No. I said, then I guess you dropped the ball, didn't you? Yes. So she was just patronizing me, agreeing to everything I said just to get me on the phone. And I mean, I am sobbing. And I said, I thought this was supposed to be a face-to-face setup meeting. And, well, we can do it face-to-face. I said, I don't want you in my face. I said, you're bad enough on the phone. I certainly don't want to put up with you face-to-face. And I just couldn't even catch my breath. And so hung up. And I'm sure there's some other things I'll think of later that went on. But anyway, the thing about me is the red hair is real. I am fiery when I get mad. I have been an social activist my whole life, as was my mother. If you see a wrong and you don't do anything about it, you're as guilty as the person doing the wrong. And so I still believe that firmly. And so I hung up the phone and called the national chapter, national organization, and I'm sobbing trying to explain to them what happened. And I finally get them to understand what I'm saying. And so they write it all down, and then I talk to a counselor later, and they calm me down because I can't even go out in the living room because I don't want to explain to my kids while I'm completely falling apart. So they said, do you want to know what happens? And I said, yes, I'm interested to know what happens. So a supervisor called me like at 9:15 last night and wanted me to repeat the story. So I did, and she said that she would be reporting it to the Fort Wayne chapter. And I said it could be the woman had a bad day and she just was having some issues herself, but she shouldn't have been on the phone. They should have taken her off the phone if that's the case. And she said, yeah, that's possible, but there's really no excuse for treating somebody like that. That's not empathy. And I said, oh my gosh, no, it's not anything close to empathy. Because at one point she even said, I don't know how you feel. And I said, obviously you don't even want to try to understand how I feel. And it was just awful. And so I told the supervisor that called last night, I said, I still have hope. I still have faith that everything's going to be okay. I still am active. I still feel worthwhile. I'm not depressed. I'm not despondent. I said, but what if somebody called that didn't have anybody, didn't have a support system, didn't have a reason a reason to fight? I said that she could have caused a suicide or something, talking to somebody like that. If they had been in a state, I said I was in a good state until I talked to her, and I said I can only imagine what she would do to somebody if they were already in a horrible state, and then she guilts them into feeling bad for getting dementia. Really? So she said, are you willing to talk to the local chapter again, but not that woman? And I said, no, I don't. No, because they're not interested in serving the area. I said, if they want me to advertise a group and somebody will facilitate it, I'm not going to facilitate it, but somebody else will facilitate it, I'll be happy to advertise it so we can get something in our area. In a 20-mile radius, at least, of where I live, there's got to be, I live in the country, but there's major cities all around me, probably a 50, 75-mile radius. There's probably 300,000 people. There's no reason that they don't have groups going on. They don't even have caregiver groups going on in our area. It's insane. And so I have to, so I'm only dealing with the national chapter. This is strictly a local thing. It is not by any means representative of the country. It is just the Northern Indiana, USA chapter of Autism Association that is screwy, for lack of a better phrase. As far as I know, Indianapolis, all the others, doing great. I don't know. National's doing great. I'm only 2 hours from the National. I can't get there. It's, Chicago's a major city. I don't do major cities. But they have a 24-hour helpline you can call. They've got an online online support group that you type in no matter what time of day. There's other people with it on there, and there's also counselors on there that will talk to you. So I don't feel alone. I feel like I got the support, but my heart breaks for people in my area that need it and can't get it and don't know how to do it. You know, I've been a problem solver, I've been a teacher, I've been an author, I've been all kinds of things, and I know how to get things done. Granted, it gets harder as this disease progresses, but something about the adrenaline, when that adrenaline kicks in, man, you know, I'm me 100%. And before, and I have such a problem with the injustice of this that I'm bringing it to YouTube. Because you think about it, you got, you know, in that 50-75 mile radius, 300,000 people. Am I the only one that has dementia? No, there is no way I am the only one, and nobody has Alzheimer's. So how did I get it if nobody in this area gets it? And I don't have a caregiver. Well, that was what set her off to start with, because I didn't have a caregiver. But I don't need one yet. I have somebody come in a few hours a day, a couple times a week to help chore type things. But right now I don't need that care. I can go to the bathroom by myself. I can brush my teeth. I can make sure my kids get to where they need to get. So, you know, I'm doing things as they need to get done. Her assuming that I haven't done anything was wrong and incorrect. I have. But the national organization is taking care of it. But this area is terribly underserved. And right from the beginning, when I started getting sick, I couldn't figure out, I knew that there was something I was supposed to do. And I always had that feeling that there was a cause. And I've decided that my cause is to fight for the disabled and those who can't speak for themselves, because I don't obviously have any problems voicing my thoughts and my opinions. You know, there's always a purpose for everything, and you know, you think, well, why me? You can think that, and you know, I have those moments too when it's, oh, why? But there's always a reason, and I believe that my little phone call yesterday was a sign as to the reason that I have this. That doesn't mean that I'm going to get worse or, you know, my time's over, but maybe I'm put here to help people with similar problems. Because not everybody can speak up for themselves, and a lot of people aren't given any credit when they do speak up for themselves. So anyway, this has turned into a really long rant, but it needed to be said, and I just wanted to fill you in. And thanks for sticking around. Thanks for the comments. I'm going to get back with you. Those of you that messaged me and left comments, I'm getting a little behind on that, but I will get back with you. And have a blessed day, and we'll see you later.